This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
There we go. What's up, guys? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here. Clearly not in front of the green screen. Of course, I think what sealed the deal for some storms tonight is our usual computer ended up having, I think, an update or something, so we weren't able to go live on the green screen, but we're here. So we're going to kind of go around and talk about all the storms that are happening right now. Now, I don't think there's anything imminently anticipated of crazy hail at the moment, but as you can see on the screen all around me, it looks like we're going to see quite a bit of activity here. So it's a little bit more bootleg, a little old school video for you guys, a little throwback. But we're going to start off with this storm here that's very close to Denton. We actually thought this was going to be the big storm that was going to hit Denton, but as I kind of roll things back, I got two different panels here. We have our reflectivity on the left hand side. We have our correlation coefficient on the right. You guys are new here. Reflectivity, that's what you guys normally see on the news, and correlation coefficient, that is very good at finding large objects in the sky, such as hail. So you want to see the greens and the blues for that big time hail. So we're going to roll the radar back a little bit, and we had a pretty monster storm here back by Paradise, Texas. Actually saw a picture out of Paradise. Actually a couple of videos as well. A ton of hail fell at this. We had an indicator saying the hail size upwards of 3.5 inches. They were not dropping hail that big. It was more a ton of hail up to golf ball size dropping in the region there. So this moved just south of Decatur, and we saw it getting close to Denton and got very close to Crum, and then you can see the direction it's going. It's going northeastward, so it is going away from Denton. So it's probably going to stay to the north of the loop here in Denton. So you're likely not going to see too much with that. Sanger, you're about to get hit pretty good with some hail here, probably in that quarter to ping pong ball size range. The storm is also not as strong as it previously was, where it had the colors were indicating much bigger hail or potential for hail, which for this we see, there you go, golf ball size hail report, Jackson Road and Highway 380. So again, as we were saying, a ton of hail up to that golf ball size, but I don't think we were seeing the 3.5 inch, whatever you might be seeing on Twitter or whatever, because the algorithm's blowing out with all of this hail. So people asking where is it hailing, and right now it looks like Crum, Texas, or just. So we had hail right here. So this is golf ball size hail at Jackson Road and Highway 380. So this is Highway 380 right here. I'll bring it down to one panel for you guys, make it a little easier to understand. Highway 380 right here. And then I believe Jackson Road, I want to say, it's going to probably be back here somewhere. It's going to, usually these do not line up. Here we go. So I'm going to put a dot right here, right? So this red dot, this is where this report is supposed to be. So that's Highway 380 and Jackson Road. We roll the radar back, and that makes sense. We have right here, you can see the high reflectivity. You want to see the pink. It indicates that there's a ton of particles in there. And then look at that, the low CCs. You want to see the greens and the blues. That means you got big hail with that, usually in excess of 2 inches, but in this case, it's looking like we're very large quantities of that hail, ranging from sub-severe up to about golf ball size, and we had that golf ball size report coming in. Looks like likely from this within the hook of the storm. That has since moved off quickly to the north and east. Looks like Sanger right now in the downtown Sanger area. So Sanger, Texas is probably, I don't know, about 20 minutes north of Denton if you're going kind of quick on I-35 here. You guys are seeing some hail right now, again, ranging from that sub-severe all the way up to probably about ping pong ball size hail here in Sanger. The storm is weakening as it's racing off to the north and east. And once it gets past Sanger, it'll head towards Pilot Point and eventually into Grayson County and eventually towards Sherman. I think it'll be much weaker by the time it gets to Sherman, likely not having any severe hail with that there. Thank you guys, man, I got a ton of you guys watching it. This is the first real event of the year. It is February, so even if we don't see something crazy like a 5-star map or anything, just the fact we are in severe weather mode right now. And for everyone in Texas, a year ago right now, I know this because I'm here in Oklahoma City, we were in the middle of a horrible cold snap. So talk about total 180 from where we were a year ago today. So hopefully that is a good sign for what to expect coming up here for the storm season. We actually didn't give a little plug before we go to the next storm. We have a couple other storms going on. Derek is going to be in Dallas tomorrow giving the 2022 forecast. So this might be a little bit of a preview of what you guys are going to be expecting in the forecast tomorrow. So come check that out. And I got to shout out our sponsors as well. Merlin Law Group, saw the ad for that. American Contractor, and of course C3 Group as well. So before we get into the next area, just giving a little update. We've had golf ball size hail to the west of Denton, Texas. That storm is not going to impact Denton. However, we do have a couple other storms here off to the west. So we're going to bring it back to one panel so that way it's a little easier to understand here. And we have couple other storms that we're watching. So we have one here in Parker County to the north of Weatherford. This one is currently warned for quarter-size hail, but a side note, this storm that just barely missed the Denton area. There we go. There we go. I haven't done it on here in a little bit. Up here on the storm that went to the north of Denton, I had a golf ball report just coming a minute ago. It was warned for $50 size hail. So I think National Weather Service is a little conservative on their estimated hail sizes and their warnings. So we're going to look here. We got an updated warning as well. So we have two different storms. We have one in Parker County. So here is Weatherford, here's Fort Worth, and this is our storm. We bring up two panels, see what it looks like on the correlation coefficient, see what kind of hail we're working with here. And you notice the lowering, you see the greens, the yellows, and the blues. That's what you want to see. That is where you're going to see the bigger hail potential of up to that golf ball size hail, possibly. I think this one is not so much golf balls right now. It's looking more likely quarter to maybe some ping pong ball size hail, but the big takeaway from tonight is large quantities of hail. So it's a big time hail, lots of hail falling, and potentially pretty hard hail as well. It is February after all. It's 80 degrees in Dallas today, but we have a very powerful cold front coming through tonight, so there's a lot of cold air aloft to work with. Also, it's still winter, so that helps as well. So latest update on the radar here, the storm is looking a little messy, but it is still showing that potential for some hail. I can see the inflow coming in here, so there is still a bit of a chance that this thing kind of gets act together a little bit more. And you notice this one is moving almost due east. It's an east-northeast trajectory, so that would bring it eventually. So here it is, it's a little west of Weatherford. Probably the next hour or so, we're going to get to north of the Fort Worth loop here. So we're by Saginaw, Keller, Haslett, Roanoke, all areas that we could potentially see this storm impact. Hail sizes remains to be seen right now. Probably quarter to ping pong ball size hail. Could get larger. Again, this storm, whoops, I zoomed out a little quick here. This storm over by Sanger that had a ton of golf ball size hail. I think we're still capping. I think biggest hail report we could end up seeing maybe 2 inches, but I think overall our biggest confirmed report so far is golf ball size hail, unless somebody in the Hail Trace chat tells me otherwise. I can double check. I got a bunch of stuff on here. Somebody said 2 inch confirmed in Wise County, but don't want to give out bad information right now. We got a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay. Okay, looks like I might have to bootleg this a tiny bit. I got it on here on my phone. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a couple images. This is from Wise County. It's off of Twitter. You can see here on the bottom of my screen. Look at all that hail. Ton of hail with this, and looks like hail size is ranging quite a bit. So the same person managed to grab it. That's a good old golf ball right there. So looks like we're seeing, again, that large quantities of hail. So a ton of hail with these storms as they're happening. So just kind of zoom out a little bit, recap a tiny bit what we have going here. We have the one storm. This one pretty much just barely missed the Denton area. It's in Sanger right now. They likely just had a bunch of quarter to maybe some ping pong ball size hail, but notice it is weakening significantly. I do not think, yes, you notice there is a lot less of the greens and blues on the correlation coefficient, which you want to see. So I do not think this is doing anything crazy. This is quickly moving out of the Metroplex. Won't be a big deal. The next storms I'm paying attention to here are in Parker County. This is just northwest of Weatherford, Texas, and this is heading generally east-northeast. So where does that bring us? It brings us into Tarrant County within the hour here, and then probably in the southwestern sections of Denton County as well. This would probably be, if it can get itself together to make some bigger hail, would be a pretty impactful track. That would bring it from likely around Eagle Mountain through Keller, Flower Mound into the Frisco area, assuming, of course, this thing can get its act together a little bit more. Right now, I think only some quarter to ping pong ball size hail, and that's going to be where you see my mouse here on the right hand side of the screen, all the greens and blues showing up. A ton of hail falling. I showed that picture. I know it's a little bootleg off of my webcam here, but that would be where your bigger hail would be with this. We'd like to see this storm kind of arc up a little bit more, look more like a supercell. Right now it's a little messy, but we do have another storm as well in Palo Pinto County, just to the south and west of the storm in Parker County. We have another storm here that's looking a little healthier, a lot more supercell tendencies, and even further way off out to the west here in Eastland County, Texas. This is another storm. So we have a handful of storms here. We're zooming out a little bit, and you see the whole Metroplex. This is in Texas, by the way. We have 1, 2, 3 storms we're watching here, all of which are severe warned. We have a fourth storm a little bit further off to the south and to the west. All these little diamonds that you're seeing here, that is what the radar's algorithm is putting out for that potential for some large hail. So we have 1.72 showing up on this one, 1.68. This one's a little weaker, 0.95. This is not going to be a 1-to-1 ratio now of what you're going to be seeing at the ground. This is basically a general guide for what we're using to looking at radar to help analyze things quicker, to understand, okay, so this storm basically has more power to it, one that could have the potential for more hail with it. So as we keep pushing forward here at 8:49 p.m. Central Time, we have the one storm off to the north of Denton. This just barely missed Denton. We rolled this radar back. We had a couple hail reports. This one was a nasty looking storm here across Wise County, just barely missing Decatur to the south. Probably some homes off to the south and east of the center of Decatur probably got hit here. Some ranches likely got hit pretty good, up to that golf ball size hail. A ton of it. Very large quantities of hail fell with this, anywhere within the pink showing up on the reflectivity, and the green and blue CCs shows up very well, and it keeps moving off to the north and east, and now past Sanger, moving very quickly, likely dying off pretty quick. Off to the west here, this storm by Weatherford, it has hail with it over here by Agnes. You can see, if I zoom in a bit, we have that hail that is showing up here. So you got those lower CCs, the greens showing up. Probably about quarter size hail, so around the severe limits, likely a lot below severe limits. But the storm is not as organized as I'd like it to be for it to have really big hail with it. So we'll keep an eye on this. This would be moving into some denser population here coming up in the next, within the hour. So we're keeping a close eye on that. And then back here in Palo Pinto County, this storm down to the southwest of Palo Pinto looks like it could be a contender as well as it heads towards generally on the east-northeast trajectory. So this storm here over by southwest in Palo Pinto County, that would all be north of I-20 in Tarrant County when it would hit. So I-20 is right here, goes right through the center of Fort Worth, right through the center of Arlington, and right through the center of Dallas. So that is your dividing line. I think we aren't going to see too much to the south of this. And look at that. We get the little diamond, right? You want that hail diamond, right? The colors. Black is the deepest color. That is going to be our biggest hail size potential that the radar is indicating. When we get to the blues here, the blues and the purples, that is where it's showing the potential of a strengthening storm. So I'm going to bring this up to 4 panels. So this is going to be just for a moment, just mostly for me to do some live analysis while I'm talking to you guys. And I am actually seeing the comments, don't worry. Give this video a share and a like, all that stuff. Again, thanks to our sponsors. And you can check us out tomorrow in Dallas, Texas itself for the Company Cam's Highway to Hail event. We're going to be going over the 2022 hail forecast. We're going to maybe we'll have storms in all the other cities on this tour as well. That'd be fantastic. But right now, looking like, yeah. So if I zoom in, yeah, the storm looks like it's trying to strengthen here, guys. So I'm going to bring it back to 2 panels, a little less intense. Looks like we have a storm trying to get its act together a little bit more. Bring up those echo tops. So now I replace the CCs with echo tops. This is the estimation of how tall the clouds are within the storm. It's showing we're up in the 45,000 foot range. And notice if I roll it back a little bit, notice it went down, it's pulsing back up. So I think the storm might be trying to strengthen itself back up again here, which would be good because we are approaching Tarrant County, which is off to the east here, where a lot of much more densely populated areas are at. So we see a quarter report came in, 1-inch hail reported 3 miles south of Poolville, Texas. So that's going to be near the Agnes area. And that lines up again. We are seeing here those CCs. You want to see the at least orange and yellow, but you prefer to see the greens and the blues. That indicates either larger quantities of hail or much bigger hail. So as the storm does try to get its act back together again here, maybe we get a little bit more robust, filling in with it a little bit. This storm is in a good spot. There's nothing really that much to the south of it that would cause it to weaken rapidly. So we're going to keep a close eye. I'm not going anywhere with this. I will happily answer any questions you guys have in here. Thank you. Whoever did the shout out saying that we're the best. That's fantastic. Thank you, Andrew Crane, for that shout out. We appreciate you guys watching us. I know for a lot of you folks probably haven't watched in a little while. It's been quiet. It's pretty typical for this time of year, January and February. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a little antsy about some storms. So I'm glad that we actually have some stuff going on for here. Why aren't I in Dallas for Highway to Hail? I don't really go to the events anymore. I put a lot of the content together. Derek and I work together on putting the forecast together, but he's better presenting it than I am. So we're gonna let him do that, and I'll stay back and I take care of all the storms. So you guys can see me on the screen. I want that. So if you're just tuning in, we've been keeping an eye on some storms here. Nothing big has impacted major population quite yet. We have had one storm that's had confirmed up to golf ball size hail in Wise County and in Denton County, just to the west of Denton, and just to the north of Denton as well. So this storm has since raced off to the northeast and is weakened significantly. It's in pilot point right now. I think hail wise, we are likely well below severe limits overall. So I think we're gonna keep chugging through with that. So this little storm, it got us excited, got me onto the computer here, make sure everything was going. We aren't able to do the live coverage on the green screen right now. I think our graphics computer decided they wanted to do an update at a really bad time, so we have to do some old school from home map analysis here. This is the program we use to actually analyze the storms live and map them for you guys on our Hail Trace app, so you guys get a little bit of an insider look overall of, not necessarily how exactly we do it, but an idea of what we utilize to help guide us with these storms. So looks like we have a new warning here. It now has mineral wells in it for $0.5 size hail. So these are the two storms off to the west of DFW that we are keeping an eye on. Again, I've been watching this one just north, like pretty much due north of Weatherford here pretty closely. This one has had indications a little bit more that it could strengthen quite a bit. Notice the blue diamond here, the algorithm of the radar is indicating possibly up to 2-inch hail at that. I'm not seeing 2-inch hail in it right now. However, it does show signs of strengthening. Looks like we have a pretty nice updraft in here, and that's what you need. You need an inflow and an updraft that pushes everything up, gets that storm to strengthen a bit, suspends that hail in the sky a little bit more. And it's February. That doesn't take much here in Texas in February to hit cold air. So instead of having to go up however many thousands of feet in the summertime or even in late spring, here in February, you don't have to get that far before you get below freezing, and that can help promote hail growth a little bit better. So looks like we are definitely seeing some hail now in the town of Springtown, Texas. So this is right along highway, I believe this is, what, 380 or something? No, 199. Highway 199. So as you pull out of Fort Worth, go past Azle, here's Springtown, Texas in Parker County. And this is, again, continuing to kind of move in an east-northeast fashion. This storm could really take off. It's in that spot that for us here at Hail Trace, it's one of those spots that gets that look that we like to say, that the totally scientific way of saying is things going to take off. It has potential here. I see a bit of inflow. You can see a little notch in this. That's where the warm, unstable air, the unseasonably warm air, a lot of you folks here in Dallas probably were enjoying 80-degree temperatures this afternoon, and that is what you need to get some big storms, especially in the off-season time frame like we have here in February. Early season, not totally unheard of to see big hail in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. 2017, we had some storms around this time, late February-ish. I don't know the exact date, but same general time frame. So it's not totally unheard of to see big hail in February, and I'm sure for a lot of folks, it's a welcome sight. You know, can't get storm season started too early, am I right? Again, way better than a year ago right now, where we were in the deep freeze and nobody was working, and a lot of people didn't have power or water, and instead it was 80 degrees today, and we got talking about some ice falling out of the sky instead. So I wouldn't say I was enjoying the 80 degrees. All right, so yeah, I think this storm here, the one by Springtown, that's producing some hail in Springtown right now, probably quarter, $0.5 size hail. This is the one. This is the storm to watch as it's going to move into the northwestern sections of Tarrant County here. Probably by, let's see, it's 9 o'clock now, 9:15 or so. I think that's when we'll likely see that in here. Thanks everybody watching. I would say currently 147 live viewers on Facebook, and it's not counting whoever's on YouTube as well. You can follow us on our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook. I'm doing stories as well, catching up with the wonderful world of tech. So let's see. Last year on 225, we got golf ball size hail here in Anna. There you go, Bobby. Yeah, so this is not totally unheard of. It's not super uncommon to get your first taste of hail season here in the Dallas Metroplex in that last full week of February. Here at Hail Trace, we're all ready to go. Where everybody is pretty much been waiting for that first big storm to happen. So I know a lot of folks back at the office or in our work chat are really getting antsy, hoping that one of these storms will do something a little bit more significant than what we've seen so far. So looking off to the west, again, we have this other storm here back in Palo Pinto County, southwest of Mineral Wells. We're watching this one. Doesn't look too impressive at the moment, but don't worry about it. We have a ways to go. Got 2 counties before we get to the meat and potatoes of Metroplex. So the one, again, I'm focused on here is in the Springtown area. It's looking a little weird, but it could take off. It looks like it has echo tops. Oh, we're getting too close to the radar, actually. The echo tops do not work too great when you are getting closer to the radar, and the radar is right behind my, there you go, it's right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. So let's see, let's get back. I'm gonna check one other parameter here. Okay, yeah, so we still have a pretty strong updraft with this. So yep, there you go. there's your hail right there. Again, right along Highway 199, moving almost. I might be trying to turn a little bit. Let's I'm gonna roll it back. Yeah, you're doing some live radar analysis here. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to turn. So notice how we zoom it out a bit. It's been generally going to the east, and it's still going to the east. I'm mostly looking for when these storms, instead of going, say, northeast, right, or east-northeast, when they start going due east, that means that these storms become surface-based, and that indicates the storm's going to go into the city instead of trying to go off to the northeast. That's a whole thing. So, but looks like we could see things pan out here as we have hail, again, possibly up to some maybe near ping pong ball size hail, right along Highway 199, right along Springtown, Texas, and this is moving generally to the east. So that's going to put Pelican Bay and Azle next up. I believe, we got Lake Fort Worth or something here? Yeah, there's a big lake here. Then Eagle Mountain on the other side of the lake, Saginaw, Keller, Hazlet, a lot of areas that got smacked by that intense storm on April 28th. We could have a lot of similar areas possibly get impacted by this storm. Definitely not as crazy as that one on April 28th. That was a over $1 billion hail event. I can assure you that this will not be an over $1 billion hail event. We don't have the dynamics in place to create as violent of a storm as that one was. So, all right, again, thanks for sharing, guys. A lot of you, man, a ton of you guys are tuning in. It's great. I mean, apparently Monday night, 9 p.m. Yeah, you'll come watch Hail Trace talk about possibly some big hailstorms. See some sky diamonds. So I want to take a second here, though. I'm going to look at what else is going on across the country, and other than these storms here in the Metroplex with that severe thunderstorm watch in place. Not too much. It looks like we have a tornado watch now out in effect for northwest Arkansas and eastern sections of Oklahoma. So from about Muskogee down to Idabel, and then all the way over to Little Rock, and then up through Fayetteville, Mountain Home, I mean. You got that tornado watch. It looks like they're saying up to 1.5-inch hail. With that, the tornado threat is likely, that's going to be the bigger threat. So 40% chance of 2 or more tornadoes, but 40% chance as well of hail as well. I think the hail sizes will decrease as we get further off to the north and east. This is going to be much later tonight, likely beyond my time frame for being live, and we'll be keeping a close eye on this. Again, population centers of concern, of course, places like McAllister, you got Fort Smith, Idabel, Mount Paris actually technically isn't any watch. Fort Smith, the Fayetteville area, all possibly at risk here late tonight, possibly as early as very early in the morning. Could see some of that big hail and tornado risk as well. Here in Oklahoma City, we got some showers going on here. But if I switch over to wind, that cold front is looking like we are. There you go. See, it's 39 in Alva, 63 in Enid. So there's your cold front, somewhere between Alva and Enid there. And that's going to be pushing to the south. They got some showers here in Oklahoma City. Nothing severe, no severe watches. I think Oklahoma City's chances for severe weather are pretty close to zero for tonight now, as this is racing off to the south and east. Looks like we got a new warning in place. So let's switch back over to that analyst, that radar here. Okay. Well, my radar is deciding it doesn't want to update the new warning. So we'll jump back to that overview view. And let's check out what's in the warning now. This does include a good chunk, almost all of Denton County. It includes the far western sections of Collin County and the northwestern sections of Tarrant County. This is for quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, moving east at 55 miles an hour. So it's moving pretty quick. Could be some wind-driven hail with this as well. So let's see if I got the warning up there, and I do. All right, so let's see what the latest radar update is. We have that hail now pretty much right along Highway 199, heading towards, let's see, we got Sanctuary, we got Reno coming up here, Azle, Pelican Bay, all at risk for that hail coming. Anywhere you see not red on the correlation coefficient on the right-hand side here, where you see the greens, blues, and yellows, that's where your hail is going to be at. Again, probably closer to that quarter and $half size right now than, say, the ping pong and golf ball size hail. That's what it's looking like right now. Let's see if we have anything else happening. Okay, I don't see anything too crazy exciting on. Nothing too crazy on my work chat. Just making sure nothing of significance is popping up that I need to relay to you guys. Keep moving off to the north and east here. Notice you got that nice little hook with this storm. We'll see what happens as we cross into Tarrant County in the next couple minutes here. It's 9:05 p.m. Probably about 9:15 we'll be in Tarrant County, and then probably racing across into Denton County as well. So looking at what this storm is doing at the moment, let's say we'll cross over the lake here after we get past Pelican Bay, get up towards Hazlitt, Roanoke, Flower Mound, maybe parts of Keller, Highland Village, Louisville, Lake Louisville, all downstream from this storm. So, let's see, I need my username and password. Okay. You guys have any questions, call us, 855-334-4245. Someone will answer and help you out. Or you can also go on our website, hailtrace.com. There's a little icon here. I can actually show you guys because I'm on my laptop. So you go on our website, right? You guys have any problems at all? Because I'm seeing a couple things showing up here. You guys trying to log in for the first time. Let me move it over here so my body isn't causing any problems. So this is our homepage. You got any issues with logging in, you can sign up an account, whatever, you can go on this little chat bubble here and somebody will talk to you. I know it says we'll be back online tomorrow. Trust me, people will be responding right now because we have severe weather going on. So yeah, that's what you want. Go on our website. Make sure you guys are squared away with that. Yeah, thanks for the chats, guys. So again, you're just joining us. The storm, the first storm of the night, the one that got near Crum, had up to golf ball size hail. This is well past Pilot Point. Again, still likely not dropping any big time hail. It's still warned, but probably hail isn't your main concern, I think, anymore. So the one that we are watching most closely is this little guy here by Springtown, off to the east of Springtown now, over in Reno. That's moving off to what looks to be about the east-northeast. That's going to cross into Tarrant County momentarily, and then going into Denton County after that. So, again, that hail right now, I don't think there's anything too wild in it. $1 to $50 size hail overall. Where you see, again, those lowered CCs on the right, that's where, it can really show where the hail is. And it's not showing anything too significant at the moment, probably around quarter size hail. Let's hope this thing doesn't decide it wants to die on us. That would be a bummer. And Mother Nature apparently just going to give us a little bit of a tease here before actually impacting the overall Metroplex as a whole. But yeah, watching closely, core $50 size hail. This is not going to be a $1 billion hail event. I keep reiterating that. I feel like you guys probably know that. A $1 billion hail event in February in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex would be something crazy. That'd be for sure. As at least the storm is looking more like a supercell. It just needs to strengthen like one. So I'm gonna bring up 4 panels here real fast. Not too much melting and not too much hail with it at the moment though. It's kind of hard to pick up. I'm trying to weaken a little bit. It's hard to tell if it's trying to weaken or because the echo tops can't pick it up because we are close enough to the radar for it to impact it. All right, let's see. Not trillion. No trillion. $1 billion hailstorms. That's like your benchmark for like a really severe one. They don't happen too often. I think last year, April 28th, that was a $1 billion hailstorm for Dallas. The Austin, Texas hailstorm in mid-April, that was a $1 billion hailstorm. And the Indianapolis storm in June, that was also a $1 billion event. So, pretty small. Like a place in order for golf ball size hail in Texas, please. Hopefully Nashville gets there. Well, I hope Nashville, that'd be cool. I mean, my bet first 5-star map that we have going in the office, I had Fayetteville, so What button can you push on your screen to go ahead and make the storm stronger? Asking for a friend. I wish. I wish I could do just some little magic here in the background. Maybe we could get some crazier dynamics in here. Go get a little injection of a June with this storm. That'd be cool, right? Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here in the Helltrace chat. Let's see. All right. Okay. So nothing too crazy in our chat. We have some cool live stats that, assuming the storm can actually do something exciting in the Metroplex, we can give you guys live stats as it's happening. We just need it to happen. So, kind of waiting around for these storms to happen here within the core of the Metroplex. So that I consider the core. You guys can correct me if you think it's something else, but I think the core of the Metroplex is Denton County, Collin County, Tarrant County, Dallas County, and honorable mention of Rockwall County. So that's whenever we talk about DFW, that's usually what I'm referring to, is those 4 1/4 counties. Rockwall County is its own little thing. I don't know my history of why Dallas happens here, but hoping we can get this storm to take off, because it'd be taking an ideal track for a lot of impact, and we can show some cool stats with it as well. Not expecting, again, I'm not expecting a high-end hail event with this. I think this would be kind of whetting the appetite for a lot of storm season, that first storm out there. I think the hail will be harder than what's originally expected, assuming we actually get some big hail in it, because it is February, so you get that colder air to work with here. So no longer severe thunderstorm warning for that first storm that moved through the near Decatur and just to the west of Denton that had up to golf ball size hail. As it's moving towards Sherman, looks like that is no longer severe and is racing off to the north and east. Looks like we have the storm at least making a bit of an attempt to re-strengthen a bit here as we are now entering Tarrant County. We have the storm. This is in Newark. Here's Pecan Acres, or Pecan Acres, whichever you guys prefer to pronounce, and by Pelican Bay. Doesn't look like too much hail. Notice how we have very little in the way of the oranges and the greens and stuff, so not too much hail right now. Fingers crossed, maybe this thing can bubble itself up a little bit more, get some more hail with it. At the moment, okay, there we go. Echo Top seem to be trying to push itself back up. There haven't really been any storms here in the Metroplex, and Dallas is notorious as an urban heat island, which is essentially a very big area with a lot of concrete. Warms up a little bit more than surrounding areas, and that gives the necessary fuel for some of these storms that might be kind of struggling a little bit to get their okay, somebody is saying, so, all right, hang on 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna be sure. One second. Calling. All right, there we go. I put in the our work chat, internal work chat, saying, hey, somebody's reaching out, and they need their password and stuff reset. So we got you covered here. So looking at the storm right now, as we have the latest update. So this is as of 3 minutes ago. Again, okay, we're pretty much waiting to see, can we get the storm to re-strengthen? It has a nice little structure here. It looks like a supercell. You have a little hook with it, got where the inflow is going to be, and there is, it's not pretty, but it is a storm nonetheless. Pretty much just kind of waiting to see if we can get this thing to strengthen itself back up maybe a little bit more, but right now it seems like they're crossing the county lines and wanting to just kind of tease us a little bit, not have too much hail with it. But we're now getting to the area where if it strengthens really at all, it'll impact a lot of folks right away. So it's kind of keep this going here. I don't want to end the stream, because then that likely will mean we will have the storms take off, and I have to like do this whole thing all over again. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I got Tony out here. Thanks for hitting the share, hitting the likes, and seeing a bunch of likes on here, putting the comments, all that engagement. Wonderful here. Okay. Alright, people are just got the work chat, doing the work chat things. And I do actually see the comments as well. I have my feed up on another phone, because I know sometimes some of the comments up at the top above me, little hard to see. So we'll see what this thing does as we are now officially in Tarrant County. We do more of an overall view. This is really the only games in town. Looks like we had a 58 mile per hour wind gust and mineral wells from this severe storm back here, but the hail size is looking a little small. And looking at the other storm that's now entering Tarrant County, this one also is not looking super healthy at the moment. So we're gonna kind of see what happens. Again, we're finding this out with everyone else. I've been reiterating, this is definitely not a system that is going to be producing baseball size hail across the Metroplex. This is not April 28th last year again. This is going to be whetting our appetites for storm season 2022. Come check us out tomorrow at the Highway to Hail event. I'll be presenting what we're expecting for the rest of the season. When, typically you think of March, once storm season kind of gets going here in Dallas. I guess the Mother Nature spoiled it already. We're expecting an early start. We're already getting an early start as it is February. And this is now the second risk in about a week that we've had in the Dallas area. Last week didn't have too much, but a little bit more activity here tonight. Again, we have this tornado watch. If anybody, I know most of you guys are in Dallas, but anybody Arkansas viewers or Eastern Oklahoma viewers, there is a tornado watch out for tonight. That's going to be all night tonight. We should have, as these storms work their way northeast, they could get an environment that's a little more favorable for tornadoes, and also that hail as well. I don't think they'll see up to 2-inch hail, probably closer to ping pong balls at most, more of that marginally severe hail. But Fayetteville, Fort Smith, even down along the Red River could all see those more intense storms, possibly all night tonight. Got a couple of Mets here at Hail Trace. They're going to be pulling all-nighters covering these storms. So back here on the more zoomed in feed here in the Dallas area, we are still watching the storm, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, folks. It's not looking super great. It's looking like we might be just barely hanging on here, guys. Looking at a couple other products to see beyond just the correlation coefficient, to see, analyze the storm while I'm talking to you. Not too much hail. I'd say just maybe some isolated hail, most likely sub-severe. From Rome down to Newark, you notice the correlation coefficient lowers a little bit in those areas, and you could possibly have some sub-severe hail. But I don't think there's any severe hail, so that's 1 inches or greater here with the storm right now. And yeah, it's just kind of chugging along. It might just be a little luck of the draw on that one, you know what I mean, guys? So yeah, DFW really representing here. Great job, everybody. Let's see. Let's see, anything else? So chat's happening. Oh, hi. Hang on. I got texted a couple pictures. You guys want to see them? Go in the comments. You want to see my pictures I got. These are hail pictures. I'm just getting a location of where they're at. And willing to bet that these were likely from the first storm earlier. So this is probably the Paradise area, southeast of Decatur, over near Crum. Probably a bunch of stuff in here. Let's bring it up. I do not actually have the location of this yet. I haven't been texted the location yet, making sure they're not BSing me. But this is also, I'd say, a trusted source. So here is, it's on my phone. Here's that first picture I got here. So I'm gonna venture a guess. This is in the first storm that occurred. So, whoops. So let me roll the radar way back, way earlier from this guy, right here by Paradise, town of Paradise, little town of Paradise, and or by Decatur, southeast of Decatur. This storm looked like a monster, and then had golf balls just by a crumb. I think that is likely what this is. Here's another photo I got texted to me, and look at that. That's definitely some hard hail there, guys. Look at the back windshield of this car. Getting all kinds of beat up and even blowing out a taillight. And we've had that happen in our truck before. So that's some pictures. A couple pictures I got texted from a buddy of mine out there in the wilds of Texas. So showing that even knowing we got, it's not flashy. We're not talking, Grapevine getting hit or Plano or Frisco, but some of these little areas out here by Crum, you might have some fancy ranch. I know there's a bunch of fancy ranches out here by like Ponder and over by Decatur and stuff. So that area, again, this is very hard hail. So even up to some golf ball size hail clearly is doing some kind of damage here. I think the map's happening. If you guys are on your Hail Trace subscribers, at least follow us. Map is happening live. You guys, it's been updated. Let me check the chat really quick, make sure I don't talk out my butt here about what we're doing. Probably maybe about a 3-star map or something. Oh, looks like Derek's in Dallas. He flew there, so I guess he just got into an Uber to try to chase this storm that's now you guys see on the screen here. That's over by the Hazlitt area. It's right along Highway 81. So it's not looking super impressive at the moment. Yeah, it's not looking super great. I'm personally not super convinced we're gonna see too much in the way of big hail here. Yes, that poor Uber driver. Let's see. Oh, apparently I hit 100 messages here. Chasing an Uber, that's dedication. Yeah, Derek, he's getting after it. I wouldn't be shocked if they actually have any level of success that he'll go live on his personal Facebook page, since I'm taking up the real estate right now here on our Facebook page. So again, this is the only game in town. Looks like the storm that was by that hit Mineral Wells with that strong wind. Yeah, this thing has died. So we have one storm hanging on by a thread here in the right along Highway 81. We're waiting to see what it's going to do. Apparently Derek's going to try to go after it. So that should be the end of the game for this storm, as the poor unsuspecting Uber driver heads right towards it. But I don't think we'll have to worry about too much hail damage on that. So this is looking like it is weakening a fair bit. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic Dallas has tonight to keep the hail from really taking off. But there has been some storms that actually occurred. As we saw, I tried to show you guys. You better get a good tip, yeah. As I showed, we did see some pictures from that first storm that moved through Wise County and western sections of Denton County that did have some damaging hail. So we'll go check that out. The map is available and updating live, and we'll update throughout the evening and into the overnight. It's going to be a long night. I likely won't go live for anything in the late night, especially in Arkansas, areas like Fayetteville and Fort Smith and stuff. You guys probably won't see anything until like 2, 3 in the morning, and I got to sleep. So we will be, of course, watching this all night. I personally will be sleeping for some of it. I'll be in the office in the morning, and you guys will likely see me doing the forecast for tomorrow. We'll likely have the potential for some tornadic activity off to the east here section, like Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Tennessee, all could potentially see some tornadoes. Looks like we do have a tornado warning now in effect in Oklahoma. Tornado and quarter size hail, and that is by Stringtown, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. I won't bring it up on radar. This is a notorious radar hole in the U.S., so it looked kind of janky. I don't think we'd see too much, and it's in a fairly rural zone here in the southeastern Oklahoma. Looks like this is moving off to the northeast pretty quick. It'll stay south of McAllister, stay north of Tallahena, likely head generally towards Fort Smith. That's why we do have a tornado watch in effect for the western portions of Arkansas and southeastern Oklahoma. Atmosphere is a little bit more primed, got a little more spin to it to give that potential for some tornadoes this evening. Off to the west, we have some more storms. This is the potential for some storms later on tonight. If you watch the forecast at noon today, I talked about 2 rounds. This is the first round, a little more, even with it not doing anything super crazy, it's a little bit more robust than what was originally modeled, and this is the later on activity. So this will be around midnight or so, potentially lasting to about 2 o'clock in the morning. Be watching this carefully. If anything crazy happens, you'll at the very least get your hail trace alerts. If you have alerts on the app, you'll be alerted if any big hail happens or if another storm happens. Again, if it's after midnight, I'm very likely I'm not going to be live for this. I got, there's only one of me. So I got to pick my battles here on the live coverage. So, looking at the latest update, looks like we have a little bit more hail to work with here near Justin, Texas. Nothing too wild. Notice you have the CC lowering just a little bit, some oranges, and even a little dot of green. Maybe, I'd say nickel size hail. I think quarters are likely not happening right now. Let's see if there's any wind with it. Not really. Not too much in the way of wind. So it's not looking super impressive. It looks like we are continuing the weakening trend as this keeps moving off to the north and into the east here. It is not wanting to have anything wild happen. Maybe it'll hear me and go, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong, buddy. But chances are, I think once we cross I-35 West, which is this red line right here where my mouse is at, I think we will be weakening enough where we might even cancel our severe thunderstorm warning with this. So, yeah, this is weakening quite a bit. Again, we have more storms off to the west here. It looks like a pretty nasty one right by the Abilene radar and the Fort Dye's radar. And looks like a nastier storm over here in Young County. So more storms to come later on this evening. A couple hours, got a couple counties here before we actually get to the Metroplex. But this one storm in particular here off now crossing into southwestern sections of Denton County, it'll likely weaken a fair bit, especially I always say when if Derek wants to go chase, we end up killing the storm. So keeping this rolling here. All right. See any other comments coming in? Just got people chatting some stuff. Never actually got an actual location for those hailstones. I'm gonna guess it's like the Ponder Paradise area. So if you see we have a 3-star map, that's what it's gonna be for, is the storms there hitting those ranches and stuff. So yeah, this looks like it's continuing to weaken. I may be getting towards the end of the stream here. So thanks everybody for checking out, watching us for a little while. I don't know how long I've been live. Almost an hour, so the last hour or so. Thank you so much. Thanks always to our sponsors in the link below. C3 Group, you saw them. I guess I can just do this right here. C3 Group, Merlin Group, and American Contractor, as always, for making sure all this happens. I promise next live coverage event we will be on the green screen in our studio. This just happened to be a situation of circumstance. So whatever it is, we do our best to make sure it actually happens for you guys. So it looks like we're quieting down overall. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking, sharing. If you're new here, follow our page. Follow some of our other social media platforms, whether it is Twitter or YouTube or Instagram. I think we got LinkedIn. We even have TikTok. We haven't updated in a while, but we will at some point. And we'll be getting back into that TikTok. So, but it looks like, yeah, I mean, we're still warned for severe thunderstorm warning, but this storm is really looking bad. So I think we will ending this out, on Denver on Thursday. So if you're in Dallas area, you haven't signed up, Highway to Hail is a free event. It's in Dallas tomorrow. The link is also in the link tree in our description. You can go sign up for that. You can see Derek and see what we're expecting for the rest of 2022 as we're getting things started. Be in Denver on Thursday, giving Denver's forecast. So come check us out there as well. Hail in the pocket headed at Graham. Yes, there is hail. Yeah, oh wow, dang. Man, things taking off. So again, more storms off to the west. They're just pretty far off there, and I don't know how long you guys want me to be babbling here. So we're going to be winding down. I'm not going to tell you what the forecast is. And of course, if you can't come to any of these events, we will do a video of it at some point after all the events are over. So we'll have a live forecast of that. But again, I think the only thing I can give away is things are getting an early start, as they already are. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks again to our sponsors. If anything happens next before 11 o'clock, I'll try to go live. If not, we'll see you tomorrow at our forecast. Bye, everybody.